So hello everyone. Uh, I noticed there's a few faces I haven't seen for a while, so just a reminder of the format of the class. So I'll talk for a few minutes about some aspect of the practice, and I'll record that so that you can access it later if you like to. Then we'll meditate, and I'll lead in about halfway through the meditation. And then after that, there's about 10 minutes where I invite you to speak about your practice. Obviously, just a few people, not everybody, but if there's something you've noticed. And it can be really helpful both to voice what you've experienced, but also for other people to hear that. So that's just about 10 minutes slot you can take advantage of if you'd like to. And that's us, we're done after an hour. So this morning today, I thought I'd talk a little bit about knowing and known. The object, what is known, and the knowing of that, And I was thinking that in some ways, this describes the process of what we call subject-object. The sort of dualistic way of seeing is subject-object, object and the mind that knows. So what's known is any experience that we have, anything. And to simplify that, we can talk about it as being through the 5 physical senses, a sight or a sound, a smell, and so on, or through the mind sense, a thought, an image, when we perceive something, when we feel something. They're all aspects of mind, and of course there are many, many, many more. And usually we'll focus on what's known. Our attention is mainly with the sound, rather than knowing that hearing is happening, if you like, or the sight. We see someone running across the road. That's our attention is with what's seen, what's known, rather than the seeing process. So we tend to overlook that knowing, the knowing aspect of this, but the knowing has to be there. For something to be known, there has to be something else that is knowing it, was knowing what's happening. Otherwise, how do we know anything? How do we know the sound of the blackbird singing, or a dog barking, or car door slamming, without something knowing, some aspect of this mind process, recognizing, knowing? So I think they're 2 sides of the same coin, if you like, knowing and known. Or another way of putting it is to say that both aspects are embedded in one experience. Knowing, known, knowing, known. So there's always something being known, and there's always something, therefore there's always something knowing. And the process is naturally happening within the conditioned mind. So we're getting to know this process that's already happening, that there are things being known and other something else, some aspect of mind, of awareness that is knowing what's happening. And we can get really clear on this process happening in the conditioned mind through our own observation. And that's one of the things we're doing in this practice, becoming really clear what is the object, what's known, and what's the mind, the awareness that's knowing it. Sometimes there are different schools of thought around this, different opinions, and sometimes it's said that, well, you can't know awareness. because you can't know the knowing, if you like. But there are other schools of thought that say, well, you can know. You can know the knowing. You can feel into that. You can have a sense of it. It won't be exactly the same as the knowing of the sound of somebody coughing, or the knowing of the smell of something baking in your kitchen. But there's the knowing. My own opinion is that it can be known. The knowing can be known, if you like. But I suggest that it's really important not to try too hard or look too directly for this, but just to sort of see what's happening within those mind processes of body, heart, and mind. So you can feel into, if you like, both sides of that coin, both aspects of that experience. And you can also remind yourself conceptually, if you like, that anything that's known, that's recognized, that we've become aware of, logically and automatically knowing is there. If something is known, then it's the knowing that's doing that. Yes, it's hard. I get you mixed up in words here. But yeah, it's possible to just conceptually remind ourselves of what's happening. And what we're interested in is just recognizing different processes, physical and mental processes that are happening, and they're interacting all the time, sometimes in more recognizable ways and sometimes in very subtle ways. So that's what we're looking to do. So yeah, the main thing to leave you with is not to try, but actually just notice what is happening. And then just every now and again, because I've spoken about it and because I'll probably remind you in the practice, then you can think, oh right, this is what's being known. This is knowing is happening of what's being known, and see how you go.